Greetings, everybody. Greetings. It's Jeffrey Guterman with the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. And this will be a doubleheader in our 1969 replay. August 26, 1969, Oakland at Detroit. Stand by for the lineups in a few minutes. Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody, it's Jeffrey Guterman. I got a doubleheader all lined up for us. Here's game one and here's game two with all fielding ratings located and entered. And we're looking forward to this one. It's the Oakland A's at the Detroit Tigers. We have about 15 minutes until the first pitch. I'm making coffee. I'll see how long that lasts. Then I'll move on to the other stuff. In real world, Oakland beat Detroit 8-6 in the first game, and then Detroit won the second game 9-6. Looking at our scoreboard on this same date, Cleveland beat California 5-2. Kathy Harden was going to suggest the green dice. Yes, she was. I thought of you. I thought of you. Also on this date, the Reds beat the Cubs 4-3 in 12 innings. Red Sox beat the Royals 4-3. And Baltimore beat Seattle 6-0. And that's on our scoreboard for this date, August 26. I got the coffee brewing. Like I said, Kathy Harden, I got both games all set with fielding ratings and everything. It's going to be Lozerique for the A's, a right-hander. He comes in with one win. And Denny McLain, the right-hander, he's won 15. In the second game, it's Lou Krause with 4 wins for Oakland. And Earl Wilson with 10 wins for the Tigers. We have a Rhodes Scholar here, and he's got 30 minutes till quitting time. And he's looking for some ball and some respite. Aren't we all, my friend? Aren't we all? Get some of this afternoon coffee, get myself out of these blahs here. Looks like Rhodes Scholar is from Motown, so is Kathy Harden. Let's look at our opening lineups here. We're at Tiger Stadium, and it's a beautiful afternoon for a ball game. This was a day game doubleheader, as a matter of fact. Let me just go ahead. That's a nice emoji there, Kathy. This game was a doubleheader. It's a Tuesday, and it was a day game doubleheader. Actually, it was a split doubleheader. I didn't know they did those back then. I did not know that. I guess it was. I'm not sure. Attendance is we're going to just call attendance 40,000. For the Oakland Athletics, leading it off at shortstop is Bert Campaneris. Batting second in center field, Jose Tartabull. Again, he's still in for the injured Rick Monday. Batting third in right field, Hot Dog Jackson. Ron has arrived. Ron has arrived. You missed some good frickin' games, Ron. No, I don't. I'm trying to remember who Joel Youngblood was. I remember the name. Was he football? Lord, no. I'm looking him up right now. Joel Youngblood. Holy cow. That is a blast from the past. And no, I didn't know that. That's wild. Yeah, here it is. On August 4, 1982, Youngblood became the only player in Major League history to get hits for two different teams in two different cities on the same day. Youngblood started the day as the starting center fielder for the New York Mets on the road in Chicago against the Cubs, who played all their home games in the afternoon at the time due to Wrigley having yet to install lights. In the third inning, hitting off future Hall of Famer Jenkins, Youngblood drove in 2 runs with a single. He was on deck in the next inning when he was called back to the dugout, where he was informed he had been traded to the Montreal Expos. Not only had he been traded, but the Expos had requested Youngblood make himself available for their game later that evening in Philadelphia, as they were particularly shorthanded. After saying goodbye to his Mets teammates, checking out of his hotel room in Chicago and then having to return to Wrigley to retrieve his fielding glove. He boarded a 6:05 flight from O'Hare, which would have been, I guess, 7:05 in Montreal, landed in Philly 90 minutes later, reached Veterans Stadium, where the Expos were playing the Phillies during the 6th inning. Expos manager Jim Fanning called on Youngblood to pinch hit shortly after his arrival, facing another future Hall of Famer in Steve Carlton. Youngblood reached on an infield single when Manny Trio, what a name from the past, could not field the ball cleanly. No one has accomplished this feat since. 2 teams, 2 cities, 2 hits, all off Hall of Famers. Batting 4th, Sal Bando at third base. Bando. Batting 5th, at first base, Tito Francona. I know he had a .341 average, only 85 at-bats, but he started this game. Batting 6th, that second, is Dick Green. Batting 7th, in left field, Tommy Reynolds. I remember that name now, Joel Youngblood. Haven't thought of him in a long, long time. Batting 8th and catching, Phil Roof. By the way, he'll be catching the second game. It's going to be a long day for Phil. And the pitcher, a right-hander coming in with 1 win on the season, George Lozoric. And now for the returning world champion Detroit Tigers. Leading it off in center field is Mickey Stanley. Batting second at shortstop, Tom Tresh. Batting third in right, Jim Northrup. The cleanup hitter, playing first base, Stormin Norman Cash. Batting fifth in left field, Willie Horton. Batting sixth at second base, Tommy Machek. Batting seventh and catching, Bill Freehan. Jim Price will be catching the second game for Detroit. Batting eighth at third base, Don Wirt. And the pitcher, Denny McLain, the right-hander with 15 wins on the season. And I guess everybody's here. I can go ahead. We'll start this ball game. The Tigers take the field. And leading it off for the A's will be Bert Campaneris. It's going to be a nice long afternoon. Settle back, relax. Pour yourself a hot toddy, whatever you like. And join us here on the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. Enjoy the ball game. Here's McLain now. He's ready. The windup and the pitch to Campaneris. That's 5'9", right-handed. Fly ball to right field. There's for Northrup. And he makes the catch. That's one away. I just want to check something here. I got one of those annoying voicemails again. Bear with me. Hold on, folks. I am so sorry. Try, just refresh. Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. These bastards. Anyway. Okay, are we okay here? Everyone with me now? It's one out, nobody on. Thank you, yeah. It happens, these bastards. So many bastards out there. Okay, it's one out, nobody on. Here's Jose Tartable. McLean. Thanks, Ron. And the pitch. 3-4, and he grounds it to second for Matic. 2 outs. And the tweet is up, by the way. It's a beauty, too. It's got a picture of Hot Dog Jackson on Sports Illustrated in the summer, July, when he was chasing Babe Ruth and Roger Maris. Here's Reggie. Speaking of Hot Dog Jackson, here's Jackson now. McLean is ready. The pitch to Jackson. That's 6'10", left-handed. Fly ball center field. X. That's going to be for Stanley. He's a 1-6. Hot Dog Jackson indeed. 1-6 there for Stanley. That's a 1-1, F1. Only one would have gotten that. He's a 6. Let's see if he can get it. 11-12. Yes, he does. Flies out, and the side is retired. So an annoying first inning with the voicemails being a pain in the ass, but it's a scoreless 1-2-3 inning. After a half, it's Oakland nothing, and Detroit coming to bat here. And here's George Lauzaric. Mickey Stanley to lead it off. Indeed, Kathy Harden. Mickey Stanley. And we thank Kathy Harden for the retweet. We thank Kathy Harden for that. And it's a beautiful afternoon for a schedule chock full of Major League Baseball today. And if you're here, please check in on the live text. Rick has arrived. Rick has arrived. And we say to Rick, welcome to the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network here. Okay, Stanley steps in, right-handed hitter. Here's Lauzaric, the windup and the pitch to Stanley. 2-4, right-handed, chops it to short. That's for Campy. He picks it up, throws to Francona, and that's one away. Now Tom Trush. Let your worries just go by the wayside. They'll be there when you come back. And sit back and enjoy some respite of Strat-O-Matic, the greatest card and dice fantasy baseball game ever created. I looked on, I saw they have that 68 out. Does anybody know, is that a new release or is it a re-release? Did they have the Super Advanced out and they sold out and they're re-releasing it or what? Just curious. It looks inviting. That might be my next replay. Who knows? Got plenty of time to decide. Plenty of time. Got all the time in the world. Okay, here's Tresh now, switch hitter. Batting left against Strat-O-Matic, who is winding, and the pitch to Tresh. That's a 3-6, and he walked him. So Tresh is on. First base runner of the ball game. It's correct on which way, Rick? Brand new or re-release? I think you're saying re-release. Okay, but nevertheless, it's great. If it wasn't available before. Jim Northrup, the batter. Oh, a new release. Okay. Here's Strat-O-Matic. And the pitch. That's 1-5 right-handed. That's hit well by Northrup into the gap. That's going to be a double for Northrup. Tresh goes to third. Let's see if he's going to stretch it. He's fast, 1-14. That was to center. He'll hold. It's a risky call. But Kathy, we're going to hold Tresh at 1-14 out of 20. In hopes that Cash or Horton can do the job. So it's second and third, one down. That's a very, very, very tough call for me. Very tough call. Okay, here's Strat-O-Matic. In trouble here. Second and third, one out. The pitch to Cash. That's 3-3 right-handed. He hit him. He hit Cash. It was right on the bicep of his right arm. It's a left-handed hitter. And he says he's okay, so that's going to load the bases with Tigers. And only one out. And here's Willie Horton. The infield is back. Horton wants to lift the ball. Don't chop it down. Strat-O-Matic. He'll do a full windup here with one out. And the pitch to Horton. That's 6-5. And it's hit deep by Wilbur. Oh my, it's a grand slam by Willie Horton. Oh my, the minute it cracked off the bat, one could tell, and I think Kathy Harden is very pleased right now. A grand slam home run by Wilbur Horton. That's all we have to say. Wilbur connected on that. Let's look at that again off Strat-O-Matic. Boy, did he hit that solidly. 6-5 right-handed and home run, clean as a baby's ass. And of course, Horton has the power. Oh, Lord. Let's see for Horton now. Hit it on the stitches, exactly. It's exactly right. For Wilbur, that is home run number 32. Home run number 32 for Wilbur Horton. He had 28 in real world. He just keeps hitting them here. Ahead of his pace. That makes it a 4-0 ball game. A grand slam. It's 4-0 Tigers. And here's Toumani. It's 1 out still. Nobody on. Good thing we held Tresh. It gave Wilbur a chance to knock that home. Indeed. Okay, here's Lozoric now. 1 out, nobody on. That's the good news. Nobody on. That's a joke. Pitch to Matic. That's 2-5. And that is a base hit for Matic. So the Tigers are not finished here in the bottom of the first. Lozoric looking like he's had... Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, Lozoric. Here's Freehand now. Matic on first, 1 out. Six-eight right-handed, he struck him out. So that's the second out of the inning. And Donwert comes up. It's Matic on first, 2 down. Willie Horton opening it up to a 4-0 ball game in the bottom of the first. Just underway for a doubleheader. It could be a long day here for Oakland if things continue this way. Here's the pitch to Wirt. That's 6-11 right-handed. And there's another one. It's going deep by Wirt, and that's going goodbye. A 2-run home run by Don Wirt. Oh, my Lord. That'll make it a 6-0 ball game here in the first. And don't think that's not realistic. That shit happens all the frickin' time. Let's look at that again, please. 6-11, right-handed, and home run. What kind of home runs does this guy let up? Jesus. Yes, sir, Rick. I'm just wondering, is that a brand new release? Or is it a re-release? Like, did they run out? Has it never before been released? If it never has been, that's exciting. 6-11 for Wirt. Tigers are out of the cage indeed. For Wirt, that's number 11. So it's not like he can't hit a home run every now and then. He hit 14 in real world. He's right about where he needs to be. They're going to let Lozoric pitch to the pitcher, Denny McClain, and then we'll go from there. Okay, Lozoric has allowed 6 runs, a grand slam, and a 2-run home run here in the first. He's reached fatigue. Per advanced rules, Lozoric has reached fatigue. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 5 runs in an inning, you have reached fatigue. Not because he's tired, he's just off. So here's McClain. This is his last chance. That's going to be 1-7 right-handed. He struck him out, and the side is retired. That's the last inning for George Lozoric. Seriously. The side is retired. 6 big runs on 4 hits, 2 homers, a grand slam, and a 2-run blast. The grand slam by Horton, and Wirt on a 2-run at 6-0 after the first. And Denny McClain. Reggie has his work cut out. Yeah, he's got to use mustard, relish, and chili if he has any inclination. Roland and Lindblad pitched in this game in the real world, but they're far too good to use. In a game like this. Ed Sprague, the right-hander, is warming. He will be the new pitcher. He's a right-hander, Ed Sprague. And we're taking Lozeric not for realism purposes, but in actuality, he is every dot on his card, and I know many of you know this, every dot is a single 2 asterisks. He doesn't have too many, but still. He hit a batter. I mean, that just added insult to injury. Leading it off is Sal Bando. Sprague warming now. Oh, okay. Maybe that was it. But in any case, that sounds very inviting. Okay, here's McLean. The windup and the pitch to Bando. That's 1-6, and he flies it to center field for Stanley. He makes the catch. It's 1 away. It's gotten warm here today. We had the windows open, but right around now is about as warm as it gets. We'll turn the air conditioning back on. Okay, here's Tito Francona with 1 out and nobody on. Tito, a left-handed hitter. That's 4-9, left-handed, chops it to short. That's for Tresh, a 322. One 3, it's going to be an S2. He's a 22. That's a 10. That's going to be none, so it's just going to be an S2, none, and that'll be a base hit. And it's the first hit for the A's. Yeah, we were saying a couple games ago, Kathy, you weren't here, that I think you would like the 68 because you like pitching, you know, good pitching like I do. And that was amazing. Gibson 1.12. Here's Dick Green now. It's Francona on first, 1 out. Here's McLean. That's 6-6, right-handed, and that's going to be a base hit by Green. Francona, round second, goes to third. Don't count these A's out. They have good bats. We've seen people come back from much more than this. It's 6-0 Tigers. Top of the second, in case you're just joining us. Tommy Reynolds, the batter. It's Green on first. Francona on third, one down, infield back. McLean from the stretch. And the pitch to Reynolds. That's 5-5, right-handed. Fly ball center. That'll be deep enough for Francona to tag. A sacrifice fly for Reynolds. It's a 6-1 ball game. And Phil Roof, the batter. Green held at first. 13 complete game shutouts. Whoa. Hey, waste of space. Your mommy's calling for you, waste of space. Removals. That's exactly what that is. Waste of space. We had a critic in here. Here's Phil Roof. Little children. Denny McLean on the mound. Absolutely. Here's the pitch to Roof. And that's 6-2, right-handed. Fly ball left X. That's going to be for Reynolds. Horton, 3. Now I can't even read it. Horton, 310. Out in left. That's 23 F3. He should be able to get this. He's a 10. That's 7-11. 10. That's going to be a fly out. An F3 fly out, and the side is retired. But a run for Oakland on 2 singles, and then the sacrifice fly. We are in the middle of the second. It's 6-1 Tigers. And here's Ed Sprague, the new pitcher, after Lozeric literally got bombed in his first and only inning of this ball game. And I think it would be a nice time to get some coffee for some water. Oh, that's good. They did lower the mound. No. What they did was they had raised the mound. Now, I could be wrong, Rick, but I think after 67, they raised the mound. That's what made it the pitching. Lowering the mound prior to this 69 year made the hitting better. In other words, the higher the mound, the more advantage the pitching has. And it just goes to show you an inch here, an inch there. I mean, like if the mound was flat, you'd have people hitting 400 today. Ed Sprague now. I think I got that right. I'm not certain. It's going to be Mickey Stanley to lead it off. No, because you're saying in 68. Oh, after 68. Oh, my error. I couldn't see the after. Yeah, you're exactly right, Rick. I am so sorry. Please excuse me. That's exactly right. But they had increased it. I think the mound was not as high in Dental era. You know that? That's what I think. Sorry for the confusion. Here's Mickey Stanley. Now the Tigers batted all through their lineup. 9 batters came up. So naturally Stanley leads it off here at 6-1. And Ed Sprague is the new pitcher. Here's the pitch to Stanley. That's 2-9 right-handed, and he grounds it to short for Campy. And that's 1 away. That's the second time Stanley hit it to Campaneris. Now here's Tom Tresh. Oh, that's good coffee. Lord, that's good. Oh. 5-6, switch hitter batting left, and that's a drive hit out. Oh, by Tresh, it's extra bases. And he pulls into third with a triple. So, Tigers are unleashed today. Tresh on third, 1 out. Here's Northrop. See, there's a heart here on my desktop, and sometimes I can't see like the last word of a line somebody wrote here in the live chat, and that's why I saw. I didn't see what Rick wrote. I thought he wrote something different. Northrop at the plate now. He doubled and scored. Tresh on third, 1 out. The pitch from Sprague. That's 3-5 right-handed, and there's a base hit. Home comes Tresh. That'll make it a 7-1 ball game. Here's Norman Cash. It's Northrop on first, 1 out. Oh, indeed. Absolutely, Kathy. Nothing like home cooking. Sprague now from the stretch, and the pitch to Cash. That's 3-6 right-handed, struck him out. 2 down. And here's Willie Horton, who hit the grand slam. Here's Sprague. And the pitch to Willie Horton. That's 6-8 right-handed. And he chops it down into the dirt at short. Campaneris scoops it up. Throws to Francona. And the side is retired. I think maybe Cater must be hurt. But it's 1 run to negate the one that Oakland got. On 2 hits, the triple by Tresh came home with Northrop's base hit. After 2, it's 7-1 Tigers. And Ed Sprague, believe it or not, will come out to hit. Some of you may think that that's wrong. Some of you may think that's unconventional. I think it's just what we're going to do. We're not going to burn out this, We're going to give Sprague a chance here, although his endurance is only 2. How do you like that? Come to think of it, we will get it. We will bring in a hitter. Now that I think of it, it was a nice idea, I guess, but we've got enough people in the. His endurance is only 2, so we're going to bring Raleigh in, and he's not that great this year. This is an earlier year, so Raleigh will come in and be the 3rd pitcher, and we'll have a pinch hitter here to lead off the top of the 3rd. Let's see what's going to be. So fingers warming. Coming in to hit. Is Raymond Webster. Raymond Webster. So Webster steps in against McLean. McLean has allowed 1 run in 2 innings. Oh, that's good coffee. All right, McLean, the windup and the pitch to Webster. That's 2-10. And he pops it up to first. Grounds it back to McLean, who throws Webster out. 1 away. McLean a 5 in the field. So it's 1 away. And here's Campaneris. Flew to right in the first. We got lots of home cooking here. We got Motown. We got a doubleheader here today, folks, on a lovely Wednesday. This game was actually played on a Tuesday, and it was a split doubleheader. I didn't know they did that back then. Here's McLean now. And the pitch to Campaneris. That's a 2-5 right-handed. It's a base hit for Bert. A nice single. 1-15. He'll be 1-13 with freehand. Down by 6. It's not very inviting. Here's Jose Tartable. It's 1 out, Campy on first. From the stretch, McLean. Got 6-12, left-handed, fly ball left X. That's going to be for Horton. He's a 3-10. That'll be 12-3 F2. Let's see if he can get this. He's a 10, E10. 5-9-11. Whoa, he's going to get it. Runner on third, score, runner on second, tag. and that's 2 away. Campaneris holds. And here's Hot Dog Jackson. He can pretty much bring them back in this ball game with a home run here. Somewhat. It's 7-1. Bring them within 4. Here's Jackson, flew to center in the first. Jackson, he's up there. He's got some grilled onions on it. And the pitch from McLean. 5-8, left-handed, grounds it to second X. Looks like he's hot dogging that. Magic is a 322. Hot dog. And that's with 2 outs. 322, that'll be a 17-3. It's going to be a G1, a 22. That's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to get it. An F2, G1 out. It's a base hit. Oh, no. I was looking at S1. Oh, Christ. With the batter on first, he's out. So Jackson hot dogs it there. And the side is retired. No runs. The base hit by Campy. Left on. 7-1. Middle of the third. Here's Fingers now. As you could see. You got Fingers, you got Bill Hands, you got a lot of people with body parts. Ed Head was a pitcher for the Red Sox. You got I don't know. Barry Foote. Okay, you got with an extraneous E, but I say it still counts. Here's Fingers now. You got Youngblood. Okay, Joel Youngblood. I don't know if that counts. Bottom of the third, Tommy Magic. We still got coffee here. Magic single came home on Wirt's 2-run blast. Tigers 7, A's 1, bottom of the third, Fingers, the third pitcher. A pitcher an inning for Oakland thus far. Here's Fingers. The pitch to Magic. That's 2-7 right-handed. Base hit, Magic. So the hits keep coming. Magic with those Motown hits keep coming. He's 2 for 2, Magic. Green Dick. Oh yeah, Dick Green. If you want to talk about body parts, but I usually go with last name, Ron. Oh, that's funny stuff. Yeah. I like to, have, adolescent humor. I love it. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Just to let off a little steam. Here's Magic on first now, and Bill Freehand the batter. You got Green Dick, right? Who else you got there? Body parts. There's Freehand now. He struck out in the first. fingers, hands, head, foot. Here's the pitch to Freehand. 4-11, right-handed. Grounds it to short, forcing Matic at second for the first out, and Freehand is on first. And here comes Don Wirt. Heine. Oh, there you go. Sort of an expression, yeah. Heine Zimmerman. Oh, that's a first name, yeah. Okay, fingers now. And the pitch to Wirt. That's 2-8, and he struck him out. 2 outs, and here's Denny McLain. I'm sure there's others that I'm just not thinking of. Maybe. It's 2 outs, Freehand on first. And the pitch to McLain. 4-3, right-handed. Fly ball to right field X. Opposite field by McLain. Hot Dog Jackson, 212. Let's see if he can put some mustard on this. That'll be 22 F3 for Hot Dog. Out in right field. E12. 9, 10, 11. Oh, he pulls it down. And the side is retired. So it's no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And after 3, Fingers finally allows no runs in an inning for the A's. It's 7-1 Tigers. And we hope you're all doing well today. You have Barry Foote. I used to like to go with foods, but I ask only last names. You got Lamb. He was a pitcher for Cleveland. Lamb, I forgot his first name. Johnny Oates. Temple. Yeah, we go for it. Sure, there's a Temple. I don't know who, but yeah, definitely. That's a good one. How you thought of that? Sure. It's a body region, okay? We'll allow regions. You know? That's a good one, Kathy. Sure, there was a temple in Major League Baseball. I mean, I wouldn't bet my life on it, but I'd bet 10,000. Lamb, oats, Bob Veal, you know, extraneous E's and things, those are okay. Bob Veal. Then I also have last names of things that are made out of wood. Tom House. They can be made partially out of wood. Oh, burgers. Sure, there's a lot of burgers there, Kathy. And Johnny Bench, you know. Yeah, burger. Sure, that's a good one. We got to be careful not to miss these. Here's Sal Bando. He's 0 for 1. It's 7-1 Tigers, top of the 4th. Burger, sure. And there's a lot of B-E-R, G-E-R, but we'll give that. We'll allow that. Here's McLean now. All I ask, folks, is no first names, okay? You know, you can go Cookie Lavagetto, Cookie Rojas, you know. Here's the pitch to Bando. That's going to be 3-9 right-handed. He struck him out. Oh, swinging like a dog. Flailing like a madman. 1 out. Here's Francona. Just about set time to get some coffee here. Well, Rhodes Scholar, thank you for the info. It's nice to know. So they must have sold out Rhodes Scholar, huh? That is a very, very inviting replay to do. Oh, you phoned him. Oh, you poured a hot cup yourself. Okay. I glanced real quick. You poured a hot cup. You got anything ready for medication time? We're sure going to need it with this doubleheader. Thank God I have my second game all mapped out. Indeed. That's good to know, Rhodes Scholar. And I'm talking about that you got the coffee, the 68 info also. Just kidding. Here's McLean now. We got burger, veal, lamb. Here's the pitch to Francona. 3-8, and that's a fly ball to right field. For Northrup, it's 2 outs. Here's another one. Last names that have to correspond to finance, whether it be denominations of currency or anything else. And you would go Don Money, of course, Dave Cash, and I did that once before. Be surprised. There's a bunch of them that we have not even touched on. Don Money, Dave Cash, but you have others. got to think about currencies. Two outs now, and Dick Green the batter. Oh, think now. Money, currency. Don Money, Dave Cash. You got Bank, or Banks, Ernie Banks. There's more. Okay, McLean. He gets the sign from Freehand, and the pitch to Dick Green. That's 5'8", right-handed, and that's a chopper to second base for Matic, 322. Yes, Penny. I don't know who it is, but I think there was a Penny, absolutely. That's hit to Matic, 322. 5'3", it's a G3 pound, it doesn't matter. G3 with money, not money. Oh, Christ. Matic at 22. Oh, Lord. Brad Penny. Beautiful. 6-12-13. And that's going to be probably the end of the inning here. And it is. He throws him out. Matic from second to first. Chris Berman. Oh, he used to give nicknames? Is that it? It's a 1-2-3 for McLean. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth, 7-1 Tigers. There's got to be more. Dollar. I don't think there's a dollar. Bill. I don't know if there's a Bill. Last names only, please. It's going to be the top of the order for the Tigers. Nickel. Was there a nickel? I didn't know if there's a nickel. You know, you could just go animals, but then that would be foods. I don't know if that would bring in any more. Again, lamb, veal, here's Mickey Stanley to lead it off. 0 for 2, grounded to short twice. Fingers in his second inning here. This might be his last. .312, and he grounds it to second base for Green. To Francona, that's one away. And Tom Tresh comes up. Tommy. Tommy. Tommy, can you hear me? Walked and scored, tripled and scored today. Here's Fingers now. .18, and he struck him out. And that's actually the first strikeout, second strikeout for Fingers. 2 down here, bottom of the 4th. Jim Northrup, the batter. And 68 was such a tumultuous year, especially in American history. You know, the assassinations of MLK, RFK, you know, the Vietnam War raging, the protests. When the Tigers won it all, there were riots in Detroit. They set the place on fire. And, you know, this was a big year too, 69. Here's Northrup now. 2 outs, nobody on. Northrup 2 for 2, doubled and singled. Here's Fingers. At 6-12, left-handed, grounds to first X. That's going to be Francona, 419. With 2 outs. That's a 9-4. It's a G3, a clean G3. That's 11. Whoa, it's going to be an E1 for Francona. A G3 E1, and it's going to be an error. A 1-base error by Tito Francona. Terry is his son? Is that right? So many father-son combinations in baseball these past my lifetime. So Northrup is on with 2 outs, and here's Cash. Hit by a pitch and scored in the grand slam and struck out. Okay, Fingers now. The pitch to Cash. That's going to be 4-6 left-handed. Grounds it to second. And Green has it, throws it over to Francona, and the side is retired. So it's no runs, no hits, the error, 1 left. We've gone 4 at 7-1. And that's going to be it for Fingers. He pitched fine. It'll be Reynolds, Roof, and a pinch hitter. It's going to be Vida Blue. Now, Vida pitched in the second game. And believe it or not, Lozeric pitched, I think, 2 innings in this game. In real world, Oakland won at 8-6, but he went in and he pitched 1 inning in relief in the second game. Isn't that strange? If I did that in Strat-O-Matic, you'd say, come on, Jeff. Vida Blue had a 6.64 ERA, 4 starts. He relieved also. This was actually his very first season, but he didn't qualify as a rookie. He qualified as a rookie, I believe, in 70, when he was sent back down to the minors and brought up at the end and pitched the no-hitter in September. And then it was 71, he had his MVP season. So this is a different Vida Blue. an erratic Vita Blue, who's not quite ready for prime time. So Blue takes his, will be the new pitcher. Here's Denny McLain now. It's going to be Tommy Reynolds to lead it off. Here's McLain now. And the pitch to Reynolds. 2-5 right-handed. And that's going to be a shot into left field for a base hit by Reynolds. Reynolds on first. Here's Phil Roof. Bob Johnson coming out to hit. He had 67 at bats. He hit 343. Bob Johnson. Right-handed hitter. He'll be the next hitter. It's in the on-deck circle. We'll put him right here to wait in the on-deck circle. Here's Phil Roof. McLain from the stretch. Whoa. Not a great roll, but that one just dropped, but it counts. 210 right-handed, grounds it to second. Matic throws to first. Reynolds advances to second base. And here comes Bob Johnson. We were talking about body parts earlier, and you went with Dick Green. I'll match your Dick Green. I'll raise you a Bob Johnson. I'm sorry, everybody. I just couldn't resist. Here's Johnson now. It's 1 out with Reynolds on second base. Oh, is that good coffee? Oh, Lord. Is that good freaking coffee? Yeah. Here's McLain. That's 3-4, right-handed. Lines it to third, caught by Wirt. And it's 2 away. That was a screaming liner. And Wirt was there. 2 outs. And the batter is Bert Campanaris, 1 for 2. Okay, McLain now. And the pitch to Bert. 4-8, right-handed. A fly ball to center field, shallow, coming in Stanley. Oh, he makes the catch. A shoestring. And the side is retired. No runs. The single by Reynolds to lead it off, and he was left on base middle of the 5th. And it's a 7-1 ball game. Here's Vita Blue, the youngster. It's terrible how his career was ruined by Charles O. Finley. That's who I blame. That frickin' tightwad bastard. He gave him a blue Cadillac. Big frickin' deal. I think he was making something like $8,000 a year in 1971. What kind of shit is that? He started the goddamn All-Star game, I think. In 71. What kind of crazy man does that to a player on his team? If he wants to have a player you know, and he held out, and he finally came to an agreement. He was never the same. Never the same. He had some good years after that, but he could have been a Hall of Fame pitcher. Eventually he went to the Giants, and he died last year, or early this year. It's a shame. So Vita Blue, I'm going to take my last cup here. Whew. And it's going to be Horton, Matic, and Freehand. Willie Horton steps into the box here. A little more coffee here. Blue taking his warm-ups. Okay, Horton, grand slam in the first and grounded to short in the second. In to face the fourth pitcher for Oakland, Vita Blue. Isn't it what's sad what happened to Oakland, the city? It had problems when they moved there with crime. And, oh, God. Oh. I suppose Vegas might be a good city. There's a lot of people who travel there who might take in a ball game, and they have I guess they have a growing population. God. Oh. Here's Vita now, the windup and the pitch to Horton. That's 4-5 right-handed. Struck him out. Oh, the youngster throwing heat. Vita only had 42 innings pitched. Here's Tommy Matic now. I don't know what the minimum was to be a rookie, and he may have met it this year. I think the minimum to be a rookie for hitters is 162 at bats, but I could be wrong about that also. Or is that innings pitched? That could be innings pitched for ERA. Here's the pitch to Matic. 310, could be both. 312. And it's a chopper to short for Campanaris. And he throws to Francona, 2 outs. And here's Freehand. I think we give Freehand a break if possible. After this at bat. Do they have a third catcher in this roster? Oh, Lord. Don't tell me they don't. I don't find one. Isn't that something? They have 2 catchers in the lineup. How could you have a team with only 2 catchers? We always said have 3 catchers. They have Price, who's starting the next game. Isn't that something? They should make that. They should make a card so you have a minimum of 3 catchers on a team in Strat-O-Matic. You know that? Okay, freehand. 0 for 2 today. Vida into his windup. I used to love his pitching motion. 6-9, I remember it. That's right-handed. Oh, that's hit deep by freehand. Deep to right, deep to left, I'm sorry, and it's gone. Right off Vida Blue. And again, this is not the Vida Blue that many of you have become familiar with. Freehand with the home run. And that'll make it an 8-1 ball game. Bill had 16 in real world. Boy, that lifted off the bat like butter. 6-9 and home run, 1-17. And that's number 12 for Bill Freehand. Every once in a while, he gets a good crack on the bat there. 8-1 now. And here's Don Wirtz. Wirt hit a 2-run home run in the first. Here's Vida. That's 5-6 right-handed. Fly ball to center field. It's Tartable under it. And he makes the catch, and the side is retired, but another run for the Tigers. And after 5, it's 8-1 Detroit. And we're coming at you. I think I'll do the top of the 6th and finish whatever I have of the coffee, hit 4 o'clock, and then we'll have the bewitching hour. And I plan to enjoy the bewitching hour as well as the leisure that I intend to invoke for the rest of this doubleheader. Whether you can stick around or not, I don't know. But I'm not going to be rushing through this or doing anything of the kind. I hope you don't mind. If you want a fast outcome, by all means, go watch somebody play the computerized game. Does anybody know the computer Strat-O-Matic? Because I have a question. Could I do a full replay instantaneously, like in a second? Just set it up, press a button, click a button, and just get the results. That defeats the whole purpose. What's the purpose of that? I guess I wouldn't mind trying the computerized version, but I would want to play game by game. Okay, Denny McLean going for win number 16 today. He won 31 last year. You never played the computer, Ron? You have no desire for that? Some people like it. There's a whole lot of things you got to learn, I understand, about setting it up. Then there's support, there's patches. I don't need that kind of trouble. The only patch I have in this game is in my dice tower. As you can see, I had to reinforce it with tape. This is heavy duty tape right here. And then I have some tape down here on the bottom. That's the only patch that I've had to use. Well, that's a good point, Rhodes Scholar. No need to change, it's just I was curious how it might be, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm a card and dice guy. Absolutely. Okay, top of the 6th. And Jose Tartable is the batter. He's 0 for 2. Here's McLean now. That's 2-7. And that is a liner to second caught by Matic for the out. You know, when we played Strat-O-Matic, say, let's just say 1971, 72, some of us, the personal computer had not even been released yet. They were prototypes. I think maybe there was sort of a Commodore, or who knows, but there was really no computers. Exactly, Rhodes Scholar. But who would have thought that you could play it on a computer? But who also would have thought that you could broadcast games like I am right now? You know what I mean? Who would have thought you could do that? It would have been unimaginable back then. I remember when I was 6 years old, I went to the New York World's Fair, and when we went to the Bell telephone exhibit, they had, I think it was Vision Phone or something like that, and they showed an example of it, and I said, boy, I bet you that would be expensive. And we had no idea about the internet, but the internet was developed in the 1950s, funded by the government during the Eisenhower administration to create an alternative means of communication in the event of a nuclear war. And several universities were funded, and that's when it was invented. You know, there were intranets even in the early 80s, like CompuServe, but the internet as we know it exploded when the World Wide Web, which is just a part of the internet, became available. And that was in 95, I think, 95 or 94. We take it for granted now. Here's Hot Dog Jackson, 0 for 2 today. Absolutely. Absolutely, Rick. No desire for Ron either. Interesting. These are card and dice people. Here's the pitch to Jackson. That's 2-9. He struck him out. Oh, swinging. He actually almost lost his balance there, going around. 2 outs. And here comes Sal Bando. 0 for 2 today. Here's McLean. That's 5-6. Right-handed. Struck him out. And that's the second time he got Bando. So McLean really pouring it on here in the 6th, the 1-2-3 inning. And the score remains 8-1. Here's Vida Blue in his second inning of relief. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be McLean leading it off against Blue. Blue allowed 1 run. It was the home run to Freehand. You know, it's almost like, you know, playing cards. I'm not a big card player, But I used to play with my grandmother. We would play gin rummy. I would play gin rummy with my father. And today you can play those games remotely on the computer. The same thing with chess. But, you know, it is something about the tactile experience. My grandfather used to play bridge. He lived in Miami Beach in a condo, and he'd always like spend afternoons downstairs in the card room playing bridge. I never even learned how to play bridge. Okay, here's McLean at the plate. The pitch from Blue. That's 4-6, right-handed. And that is for Denny. It's a double down the line to open it up off Blue. He got a hold of that. 4-6, right-hander. You know, we had like no contact with anybody back in the 70s when we played Strat-O-Matic, except you can go to a convention. I did have several friends in the New York area, and we would get together and play. So that was good. You had the Strat-O-Matic Review, which was like the equivalent of today's social media, which really opened things up, which was a monthly publication. I used to eagerly await that, and then when I got it, I would just devour it page by page, front to back. And sometimes I would read it again. Here's Mickey Stanley now. McLean on second. It's Blue from the stretch. Stanley 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to Stanley. I have such fond memories of those days. 5-5, grounds to short. Campanara's 328. That's why I think partly I love playing this now so much. It's a nostalgia from my past, really. 328, 23, that's a G1. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I mean, I've guessed that's a big factor, and I think I've guessed right, because why would I even think that in the first place? I really think it's true. He's a 28. Maybe the best time of my life, I gotta tell you. That's 9-10. That's gonna be a G1 clean as a baby's ass, with a runner on second. It's gonna be right. What does that mean, right? That means the ball is hit to shortstop. And see decide. Wow. This might be one of those that I haven't had a chance to do. Decide it. Lead runner can attempt to advance a base. So he's going to be out. I believe that's going to be out for... hold on. G1. No. This is the first time, folks. Hold on. Do the, oh my God, running speed -4 plus fielder's defensive rating. Well, he's a 1 to 10, -4, 1 to 6. And it's hit to shortstop, 1 to 6. Oh my Lord. 1 to 9. No, we're not going to have him advance. If the defensive manager decides to attempt this offensive, the defense must then decide if it wants to take the shore out at first. We're going to go for the out at first, and he is automatically out, and all runners advance one base. Okay, so we'll do that. He is going to advance. Okay. I think I played that right. Yeah, okay, Rhodes Scholar, just saw your text. Thank you. Oh, he holds? McLean holds? Oh. This is important for me to learn this. Hold on. If the offensive manager decides to attempt this, which I'm not, the defense must then decide if it wants to take the shore out at first or try to throw out the lead runner. Note that on a ground ball hit, but it doesn't say if I don't want to. Lead runner can attempt. The ball is hit to shortstop. Oh, no advance. Okay. I don't see where it says no. I don't see where it says even the runner is out. And that's probably because it's a no. Hold on, Rick. Yeah, I've been to Glen Head. Absolutely. Hold on. Here, Rhodes Scholar, Rick, you're talking about the current location of Strat-O-Matic. Yes, I've been there. I've never been inside, okay? I visited New York several times, and I think twice I went out to Long Island and drove by it. I was familiar with the original location in Port Washington, which was South Bales Avenue. The ball was hit to shortstop. Okay, it was Campanaris, and what I want to let you know here is that for Campy, it was a G1, and then over here, it was a none. Okay? And with a runner on second, McLean, it was right. Hitting to short again, and then we decide. And what I'm saying, Rhodes Scholar, is it doesn't say anywhere that the batter is out. I am not having the lead runner try to go. And I think because of that, the lead runner will go to third, because I went to first. You see, if you do that, all runners advance, or try to throw out the lead runner, the batter is then safe. So, okay, it's a regular G1. Okay. But again, what do I do about the idea that it's a right here? You see, if it were empty bases, he'd be out. Okay? You see? But okay, that's what we'll do. We'll just keep it like that. I think he advances to third. That is really hard for me to read. And when I say read, that's to understand. Hold on again. Lead runner can attempt to advance a base if the offensive decides to attempt this. The defense must then decide if it wants to take the shore route at first. The batter is automatically out and all runners advance one, or try to throw out. That's where we figure it out. But wait a minute, yeah. Hey, Rhodes Scholar. The student has learned, huh? Wants to take the shore out at first. Batter is automatically and all runners advance. Exactly. Some of you say, you know, what are you doing, Guterman? Well, we're trying to play this game. And I appreciate Rhodes Scholar for helping. I'm the master. You know, it's more of a Zen kind of thing. I'm no master. That takes a lifetime. I'm a life, you know what I am? I'm a lifetime student, my friend. You're bewitched already, holy crow. Holy cow. You know, did you really? Because that could be, we could attribute that. Here's Tresh now. McLean on third with one out. All right, here's Vida now. Pitch to Tresh. That's 4-6. Switch hitter batting right. Oh, that's going to be a double for Tresh. And McLean comes home. That's going to make it a 9-1 ball game. This is one of those games. I'm loving it. Here's Northrup. Gold star. Thank you, Kathy Harden. I feel so, I don't know. I feel so good about it. Not so much proud of myself as much as appreciative of the affirmations that I'm getting from all of you. Wouldn't it be cool if we all got together sometime and met somewhere? That would be cool. Here's Vida now, one out and Tresh on second. Northrup at the plate. That's 6-12, left-handed, grounded back to Vida. He's a 4-0. Whew, 3-4, it's an S2. They may have to pull Vida. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, wrong side. I uninstinctively know. Yeah, no, you're right. Thank you, Rhodes Scholar. Yeah. Yeah, I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a 3-4. It's an S1. Yeah. And he is a, Vida is a E0. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I want to do these things right. That's going to be 10-12, 0-12. It's going to be none. It's going to be a single. What the hell is the S1? My Lord. S1. It's a base hit, and Tresh goes to third. First and third, one out. There's action in the Oakland bullpen. Not that it really matters, but they just don't want to see him humiliated. It's Marcel Lackerman, the right-hander, who's warming here. Marcel Lackerman. And it's going to be Norman Cash. Vida's first endurance inning is the 7th, so he's fine right now. Cash hit by a pitch, struck out, and grounded to second. Here's Vida from the stretch. Is it really? Rhodes Scholar? I don't know. Good question. 3-8 left-handed, grounded back. That'll bring in a run. Vida's only play is to second. And Tresh scores. That's 2 runs. 3 allowed by Vida in 2 innings here, 1 2/3 innings. And here's Willie Horton. I just had to read that and reread it and then reread it again. Here's Horton now. Grand slam, grounded to short and struck out. It's Cash on first, 2 down, 2 in. 10-1 Detroit. Yeah, you know, I forgot to mention Norm Cash. Didn't I? Because I had Don Money and Dave Cash. And here's Norm Cash. I don't know. I think he's dead. Oh, there's a drive hit deep by Horton. Oh, my, it's gone. His second home run of the ball game. Oh, Lord. That's going to make it 12-1, and that's going to be 6 runs batted in for Willie Horton today. Oh, let's look at that. Right off his card, 110. Home run 1-19 off the left-hander Blue. It was a 4. And that is going to be it for Vida because they just don't want the humiliation. 2-3-4. He pitched 1 2/3. He allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. He's not ready for prime time. He'll be sent back to the minors. He struck out 1. And he allowed, holy cow, 5 runs. Holy cow. 5 runs in 1 2/3. 6, 7, 8. And it is a 12-1 ball game. So that's it for Vida. And Marcel Lockerman will be the new pitcher. He'll be the 5th pitcher of this ball game for Oakland in this game. This is quite a game. Now, as far as Norman Cash goes, I don't know about his estate, but I think he died. So now he did. He died in 86. Holy cow, at the age of 52. He drowned in an accident off Beaver Island in northern Lake Michigan when he slipped off the dock and struck his head. He had a blood alcohol level of 0.18. What a shame. Any monies that he had would have went to his wife if he was married. He was known for his hard living and his sense of humor. Isn't that something? After striking out 3 times against Nolan Ryan on July 15th, 1973, when Ryan was working on his 2nd career no-hitter, again, Cash had struck out 3 times. He came up to the plate holding a table leg from the clubhouse instead of a regulation bat. Umpire Ron Luciano ordered Cash to use a legal bat, but he was visibly amused, Luciano, by the attempt. He popped out to end the game, and he got the no-hitter, Ryan. Northrop told the story as follows. Norm walked up to the plate with a table leg from the locker room. Luciano, the umpire, said, "You can't use that up here." And Cash said, "Why not? I won't hit him anyway." And then he went and got a bat. So he had a good sense of humor. Holy cow. And Trent Smith has arrived. We got a new pitcher. It's Marcel Lackman coming here in the bottom of the sixth. I think it's already the bewitching hour for Mr. Rhodes Scholar. I have not yet. I've finished my coffee, but I'm getting ready here. 4 runs in this inning, including Horton's second home run of the season, number 33. Let me enter that. He's getting... He must be getting up there in the leaders there. Hot Dog Jackson leads all of baseball with 43. He hasn't hit one in a while. And Willie Horton has moved into 4th place, tied with Carl Yastrzemski with 33 home runs, with these 2 home runs today. It's Reginald with 43, Howard 42, Killebrew 37, and then Horton and Yastrzemski tied with 33. They're out of stock. That's amazing. It must be high demand, Trent. You want mine? I got good news for you, Trent, though. The 68 just came out. It's a re-release. You know? I bet you they'll come out with 69 again. You give them some time. Okay, Lockman is ready here. It's 2 outs, nobody on. And Tommy Matic is the batter. It's 12-1 Tigers. Big hitting for the Tigers. Great pitching by McLean. Here's Lockerman and the pitch. That's going to be 4-8, left-handed, base hit. Oh, it just keeps going. Now freehand. Oh, so they are reprinting. Okay. Okay, 6 months. It's a great season. I love it. Okay, Lockerman. And the pitch to freehand. That's 4-7 right-handed. And that's going to be another base hit. Matic goes to second. And Don Wirth, the batter, who hit a home run. Brothers. Thanks, Rhodes Scholar. Good to know. So there's Renee's brother, Marcel, on the mound. He's allowed 2 base hits. Fortunately, nobody on, 2 outs. Here's Don Wirth. McLean comes out on deck. That's going to be 6-8 right-handed. And he flies it to center, and the side is retired. And that's it for McLean. That's interesting. Mayo Smith is going to let Denny call it a day, if that's all right with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, especially this long inning. I mean, you know, what are you going to put him through? McLean pitched 6. He's the winner. I hope you all don't mind. 1, 2, 3. 4 hits. We don't need to burn him out. He did not walk anybody. He struck out 3. He allowed 1 run. And there'll be a new pitcher for the Tigers. Some of you may say, what the hell are you doing, Guterman? The answer is I'm doing whatever the hell I want. Timmerman, Lasher, Hiller, and Dobson pitched in real world in this game. We're going to bring in, Timmerman's a good pitcher. I think we'll bring Timmerman in, Kathy. And he's not eligible for the save. We're just giving McLean a break. Had thrown so many pitches. Well, no, not that. But the game is so long. Look at this. And he loses a lot of weight. Let him go drink some Pepsi. So Timmerman will be the new pitcher. But it's the bewitching hour. Yeah, Rhodes Scholar. You are one funny guy, Rhodes Scholar. And folks, I want to tell you, in social interaction, teasing is a way, in most cases, when a person, quote unquote, teases another, it can be looked as a meta communication of rapport, getting along with someone. So what Rhodes Scholar just did, I don't mean to overanalyze it, but that is a way to be friendly with the person. And it's the bewitching hour. Have you started, Rhodes Scholar? Have you started already? Counselor, is that you? Exactly. Is that you, counselor? Oh, Lord. We'll take a little break here. Oh, yeah, that's an hour ago. Jesus Christ. And we hope you all don't mind. If some of you don't smoke weed, you're probably better off in the long run. Christ. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. It's a 12-1 ball game. Come out, come out. Oh. Wherever you are. look at that. You're right. 420. Which is, you know, I used to wait until 6, then it was 5. Now 4 is fine. And that is a good time, yeah. Thank you, Rhodes Scholar. Mayo Smith knows what he's doing. Up in the at Shea Stadium, you had the box seats, or the ground level. You had the mezzanine. Then you had a third level, and then you had the fourth. So there were actually 4 levels. I forgot the name of the third level. I love the mezzanine. And I went to opening day for the Marlins. You could buy a 3-pack. You could buy, you had to buy tickets for the first 3 games, and you got a good deal on them. And they were in the, I guess, the equivalent to the mezzanine. And I was right just to the side of home plate. It was just perfect. I saw Charlie Huff started for the Marlins, and he threw a strike in the first pitch ever. And I loved it. And back then, this was in Joe Robbie Stadium, they had I guess you'd call it from the mound to the plate, it was a sort of a path, a thin path of dirt, which was done in old days. And I ran into, when I bought those tickets, I ran into, what was his name? He was the owner, Wayne Heisinger. And I told him how much I liked that. And he said, "Oh, you like that?" And I said to him, "Yeah, and could you sign this name, your autograph for my father?" And so it was my father has it framed with a picture of the 2 of us at the 97 World Series. They lost that game. I don't know which game it was, 3, 4, 5. I remember the Marlins won the 97 series on a walk-off single. They were playing Cleveland. So I wasn't too much into baseball in the 90s or the aughties, but that year I was. You know, I followed it then. I saw that on TV. I think it was the 7th game. It was a walk-off single. I forgot who it was who hit it. And that really was a remarkable thing to win the World Series in their 5th season of existence. Large. Rhodes Scholar. You're right. Lodge. It's got a D in it. Lodge. That's the 2nd level. The 3rd level is mezzanine. I could be wrong about that. And then the 4th level is upper deck. Right now we're in the mezzanine. This is large, and this is lower deck. Here's the upper deck. You gotta go way up for this. And you gotta understand this upper deck is creepily high. And we're still in the first game here. This upper deck, I don't know if that's as high. Yeah, that's as high as we can make it. Yeah. And one of the cool things, you gotta get the right kind of action here. Yeah. Yeah, get the action there. Got to get the right kind of action here. And somebody would say, well, Buderman, that must be some good frickin' weed you got there. Look at frickin' Willie frickin' Horton today. You know? Day in, day out, these folks are gonna have days. Horton with 2 home runs, a grand slam, and a 2-run home run. Large. Some of you can go look it up, but I'm going to tell you large is, and it was a yellowish level. Now I need to take just a few minutes to just enjoy, calm myself down, just enjoy myself after that hit. So as not to get all messed up in the head here. And if you understand, I will be taking a break for a brief period here at the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. Look how you can see the thing there. There we go. There we go. And you all understand, I hope you all understand, this is the dreamy sequence. It's not, you're not meant to be able to see the score sheet very well. Be glad to show you where we're at right now. It's 12-1 Tigers. And the first of a doubleheader. Will I finish this doubleheader? I don't know. For sure. I hope so. But I've sure enjoyed this ball game. And I took the liberty of pulling Denny out. We don't need to frickin' have him frickin' throwing like that. He threw 6 hard frickin' innings. I say, you know, take it easy. Go drink a frickin' Pepsi, Denny. Drink 2 6-packs. Fatten up. We want you to fatten up there, Denny. It is such an unnatural thing, what a pitcher does. It's bound to destroy your body. your arm. So we're taking a little break here. My name's Jeffrey Guterberg. And we are here on the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. Wouldn't it be cool if you could have anything you wanted on YouTube? This could be a 24-hour network. There are people who do that. You could Google it. People who live online. And it's a way to deal with loneliness. So I'll be taking a break for a little bit. I have Stratitude. This one run, I forgot to put it right here. We don't keep this stat, but yeah, Reynolds knocked in the only run. I've got Stratitude, a silly promotional gimmick, but what the hey, it's cute. I am very grateful to Strat-O-Matic. I know there's people on YouTube who make complaints and criticize, and that's fine. That's our right to express our opinions in a First Amendment, what I consider the greatest legal principle, if you will, in human history. The First Amendment, that's why they make it the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. And remember the first word of the Constitution, along with the first 5 words: Congress shall make no law. So if I block you from my site, or someone refuses to allow someone on their privately funded program, that's not a violation of the First Amendment. Never is. That's private enterprise. That is a form of speech. It's that Congress shall make no law, meaning no governmental agency may prohibit you from free speech, with some exceptions. Because we live in a civilized society, so sure, you can incite violence. That's very hard to prove, unless it's blatant, violent behavior, say at a riot or something, where you tell everybody to riot. Even then it can be hard. Frank Zappa said, "The United States is a nation of laws, poorly written and randomly enforced." I would say selectively enforced. I'm taking a little break right here. It's 12-1 Tigers. I'm hearing some murmurs. But I'll share with them, with you in a little bit. I'm going to be stepping outside for a couple minutes. I'm way too buzzed right now to play Strat-O-Matic. I don't know if you remember when you were a kid. You ever share with somebody, "Hey, I'm ripped." No, not exactly ripped right now, but hang in, folks. I'll be back shortly. Counselor! Counselor! Is that you, Counselor? Come on out wherever you are, Counselor. Oh, Counselor. Is that you? That is you, Counselor. Oh, Lord. Counselor, come out wherever you are. And we like to also consider ourselves here at the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network the purveyors of one of the most, might I say, unique, strange, weird, eclectic, whatever you want to call it, channels on YouTube devoted almost exclusively to Strat-O-Matic baseball, and in particular the 69 season. We tried 1911, we tried 64. It's too much for me to be juggling three. And plus, I have a funny feeling about 1911. I'd like to do something novelty with 1911. Create my own super team. Maybe an all-star team. And go around and challenge all sorts of teams. And I'd like to play some of you. Everyone's going to be a frickin' one. You cannot be on my team, at least the starting lineup, and be a one. There might be some exceptions, like Heine Wagner. Can you believe, go take a picture of Heine. That guy frickin' lived. He was a real person. And what a legend he was. He was in a much quieter market, Pittsburgh, especially back then. Had he been in New York, oh Lord, he would have been terribly. I mean, he was a legend anyway. The Flying Dutchman. And he would have hit 40, 50, 60 home runs a season. They didn't have the home runs back then because of the ball. It's that simple. Heine Wagner. I probably have him. He's a 2 at short, but I have him. I'm trying to think of who I'd have in my team. First of all, I'd have Cobb in center or left. I'm not sure. I could also go with a 64 championship team. Actually, I'd like to create my own team. I'd like to create my own team from my FUL, the fucked up leagues. It was an imaginary league, and I'll tell you who some of the great players could be on that team. First of all, just not the pitching yet, but I would have Andy Pastelov as the pitcher, and he was a left-hander. We'd have George Reagan at first, home run hitter. He's a 2 at second. Steven Staub in the outfield. Jeff Cohen, who is my alter ego, in the outfield. I forgot the name of one guy who became like the best ever. I think it was Willie Smith. And I had, I'm very into diversity. So I mentioned this. I had plenty of black players. Ted Forbes was a first baseman, hit a lot of home runs. Willie Smith. I don't think I had any Hispanic players. I don't know if I was sophisticated enough at age like 9 to think of that. Oh, there was the pitcher Joe Forner, Fourner, for New York. There was Staub, Forner, Weller. George Weller played third for New York. His brother Steve was superb. He played for St. Louis in the National League. There were 4 teams in each league. It was the National League and the American League. Then I expanded to 6. I had a team in Miami before there was ever, I had a team in Miami when they expanded American League, before there was ever anything remotely close to the Florida Marlins. Now they're the Miami Marlins. They should have called them the Miami Marlins from the beginning. I guess one of the biggest existential ponderings that I have had throughout my entire life is a thought process, a constellation of thoughts that goes something like this. I can't believe that I was born. A lot of people don't understand what I mean by that. Very few. I think one person conveyed that they understood it to me, and I sensed that maybe they did. The idea, and I believe, I'm an evolutionist. I believe that one sperm out of hundreds of millions from my father made its way to that egg, and that created me. And my awareness, my sense of self has always seemed so pervasive that I never really stopped to think all my life that that's how I was created. And you can go back to how her egg was created, how that one sperm was actually created, and go back to that. You can go back to the Big Bang if you want, but I call it that moment. I punctuate it there. But I used to think more that, I can't believe I'm me. Who am I? Am I just an animal? My sense of self seems so pervasive and ubiquitous and almost permanent. And some people would tell me, as I pondered that question throughout my young adulthood, that's your soul, Jeff. And I would come back to them. Very respectfully, I do not believe that I have a soul, meaning a spirit that resides and survives independent of my body. I believe mind, body are connected. I believe that essentially all awareness, consciousness occurs in that blob of gray matter. Of course, we have spiritual functions, capacities that transcend our bodies. For example, language and communication and relationship, music, love, holding each other accountable. These are not things you can locate in any one body. And don't neglect the other side of the distinction. And when I came to see that sperm hit the egg, and I learned all the while, we're not saying that we're just glorified biological machines. Again, we have those transcendent functions. Animals do too, to a degree, but non-human animals. but not to our extent because of language, because of our capacities to think and reason and reflect. In one way, it's sad to think that you come in this world in a 1 in hundreds of million, if not billion chance, and your awareness unfolds through the years, and when you die, all consciousness is gone. Now that's what I think is going to happen. This is not a reason for alarm or despair. It's a reason perhaps for some degree of, if you're really honest with yourself, disappointment. It would be nice to live forever, or at least let me go another 500 years and I'll let you know then. Because I think that's all there is. What I do is, epistemologically, my thought process, first I set aside what I want to be true, and then I set aside what I think it would be better if it were true, and then I look for facts. So on one hand, it is disappointing to think that it's all going to end. But if I really use my most rational capacities, then therefore let me enjoy the time that I do have and make the most of it. And what I want to do is I want to be there for the people that I love. And I still want to get a few kicks. I'm 65 years old. I went on a pleasure hunting experiment 3 days ago. I said I was going to, and I failed. It failed. It did not work. But I was not despaired, maybe disappointed, and motivated to then seek out my next rendezvous. How it will be when you're dead. Think about how it was before you were born. That's what it'll be like, honestly. That's what I think. You could think what you want to think. And it's all right. And you may be right, because I really am agnostic. Okay? Oh, shit. I gotta go around the posy here for a minute. Yeah, just tighten it up. This tripod has worked pretty well. I'll tell you that. It's a pretty basic tripod. There's a contraption on the top where you put the phone in, and it's a little bit, sometimes it's weird, but it's pretty consistent. It's pretty damn consistent. I wrote some songs. I don't play much because I can't play that well anymore. Again, I'm 65. My health isn't that great. I hope you don't mind. I'm just in my underwear, but it's just like shorts, isn't it? I have my guitar back here. Oh shit, this happens all the time. This is a Taylor guitar. I'll make sure this this front trap is closed. Jesus Christ. Here's my Taylor. And you got to get yourself started. What I want to tell you is that it's hard for me to play these days. Okay? It's very hard. First of all, I was never an instrumentalist. This first one is called Pretty Girl. These are all originals. You're the prettiest girl I ever seen. You look just like a girl I saw in a magazine. You're the prettiest girl I ever seen. You look just like a girl I saw in a magazine. You're the prettiest girl I ever seen. You look just like a girl I saw in a magazine. Baby, in a magazine. Baby, This next one is called Agony. And I used to work in a hamburger place, fast food, during summers. It was Wetson's. I don't know if any of you ever heard of Wetson's. Oh, agony. Yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. And there was a guy who worked with me, and he said, Jeff, write a song called Agony. I said, okay. I got this awful agony, yes I do, oh yes I do. I got this awful agony, don't know what to do. Tell me, what should I do? I love you and you love me. Let's go make a family. But even with you by my side, I think I'll commit. I got this awful agony, sing it with me. Yes I do, oh yes I do. Got this awful agony, don't know what to do. Tell me, what should I do? 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 Again, I'm not an instrumentalist. And it's hard, you know, and I could show you, I could be brave and try to do it. Do any of you know the song, I've Been Searching So Long? Anybody at all? By Chicago. Definitely my favorite song. It's a yes or no question. Anybody at all? Well, it's not easy to play, believe it or not. You remember how big that song is. You've got to find your own way to do this song. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it. You can't do it like that. My life goes on, I believe somehow something's changed. Just doing the first line is not easy. As my life goes on. I got it. Watch this. It's an unbelievable song. As my life goes on, I believe somehow something's changed. Something deep inside. And this part, a part of me. It's such brilliance, you know? There's a light in my eyes. Things I've never known. If I practice this for hours, change in my life. changing me. I've been searching so long to find an answer. It's such genius, isn't it? So now I know my life has meaning, meaning. That's it. Whoa, 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 whoa. And this part I just love because it repeats it. Now I see myself as I am, feeling very free. Life is just a freaking genius. I wish I could play it, you know, here, but it would be a YouTube violation. When my days are gone, I will understand. To me, that's one of the most beautiful frickin' songs that I have ever heard. And I'm talking I like many of the live versions are awesome, okay? But I want to tell you something. That studio version, excuse me, that studio version is a powerhouse of sound and beauty. I think so. I don't know if I'm able, I don't think I'm up for any Strat-O-Matic 1969 baseball at this time. Maybe tonight, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you something. Willie Horton just blew my mind when he hit his second home run, and I've been enjoying it. It's a 12-1 game, and it's the first of a double, for Christ's sakes. What I left behind, part of me. They were a supergroup, Chicago. You had the 70s supergroups. You got Chicago, Three Dog Night, of course CSN, and CSNY were supergroups. You know, Zeppelin, The Who, of course, they go back though. They're almost in another category. You know, you have Beatles, Stones, Who. And then you had, I think you had some, you know, and then in the early 70s, even 69, I think Zeppelin 1 came out. Zeppelin was an amazing ensemble. Think about it. Bonham, Plant's vocals with Page, and you had, I think his name was John Paul Jones or something, the bass player or something. Oh my Christ. Well, at least it's 5:05, for Christ's sakes. Now, getting back to what I was talking about with the idea, the premise, well then I don't have a soul. There is no heaven. There's no evidence of a God. The answers to the great questions, we do not know ultimately the answer. But I can still live happily not knowing. I don't have to know. Someday we may know, but I doubt it. And I can find meaning in life. Not that I am. I'm a very unhappy person. Depressed, anxious, and unhappy. Existentially. Filled with everything. Guilt, regret, you name it. But I'm not in acute distress. It's just annoying agita. But in general, humans who are agnostic, like myself, who don't know for sure the answers to these great questions. Oh yeah, Road Scholar, thanks a lot. I just saw that. Yeah, appreciate that. But I could practice that frickin' song. I wonder, would it be worth it? Honestly. I could do it on the only thing you get afraid you get tagged for a copyright violation, but it's worth trying at least. I can give full credit. Gotta get it just right. You know, it's such a big song. You know, I've been searching so long. Is so, you know, the sound, the beautiful, poignant sounds to it that are so moving. And you can simulate that with guitar, and part of it is not doing too much. That's the problem. It's what you don't do, and then using your voice to harmonize with it and give sort of the best effort you could give to that song. You know, I don't know if you know the song. It was by Whitesnake called "Is This Love." It's heavy rock, but it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And I saw the guy, I forgot his name, Clandon something, or he has an interesting name. I saw him do it unplugged on YouTube, just with an acoustic guitar, another guy playing it, and it's amazing. Just amazing how beautiful. And I love that song. I'm not a Whitesnake fan. I loved that song because the feeling it conveys. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love that I've been searching for? Is this love? Or am I dreaming? This must be love. 'Cause it's really got a hold on me. A hold on me. David Coverdale. What a name. What a frickin' song. So beautiful and so subtle. Because is this love? Because that doesn't mean much unless you're going somewhere with it. Is this love? And then it's sort of a discordant drop that I'm feeling. Then is this the love? Is this the love that I've been searching for? Is this love? Or am I dreaming? This must be love. It's so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful song. How do you create something out of nothing like that? Because what if I wanted to create a song? Why can't I create that one? Maybe I could use that idea. Are you the one that I've been searching? Are you the one that I've been searching for? You know, I'd have to work on it, you know. You could easily, you know, but yeah, I tweeted with him a little. He was very cordial. I told him I was practicing that too, and he says, cool, man. Very nice. Very talented. He has an incredible voice. Just an incredible voice. So that's a great tune. Oh, excuse me, please. Oh, please. Counselor, please. Oh, Andy. Oh, Andy. That's Floyd the Barber from the Andy Griffith Show, if anybody was wondering. Yeah. So when I was a kid, I used to play Strat-O-Matic. And then I was also making it with girls. Okay, I was young, kissing them, hugging them, doing all sorts of things with them. It was the greatest time of my life. And then I gradually shifted off of Strat-O-Matic onto the girls. And that's what, that happened. But it was just a glorious time. And it kind of breaks my heart to be in the situation I'm in right now. This game started off with the Tigers blasting George Lazarick for 6 runs in the first inning. Lazarick finished the inning, but not before he allowed a grand slam home run to one Willie Horton, and that was his 31st of the year. So it was 6-0, and he was through. And Ed Sprague came in. He pitched an inning. He only allowed 1 run, and they hit for him. It was Webster came in and grounded out, and McLean just was really pitching great ball. He ended up allowing 4 hits in 6 innings, didn't walk a man, struck out 3 and allowed only 1 run. And then they scored another run in the Tigers did in the 5th on another home run by Bill Freeham. So it was 7-1, and 8-1, and then come around the bottom of the 6th, Vida Blue came in. And he let that home run up to Freehand. And then Vida came in, and he started after pitching 1 inning, he started the 6th, and he just got bombed. It's that simple, including He got bombed. And then it culminated, and they weren't done, but Horton hit another home run, his second, a 2-run that gave him 6 runs batted in. And they got 2 more base hits after that off of Lockerman, Renee's brother. This is Marcel. And what we have here is a failure to stop hitting. And it's a 12-1 ball game. I took a hit. It was the bewitching hour. This was after Rhodes Scholar obviously indulged. And I have not been the same. I am not interested in playing Strat-O-Matic right now. I am not really, I'm capable, but I am hardly able. I'm just trying to, what I'm trying to do right now is not go into a very existential pattern of anxiety and trepidation and existential yanks. Oh my God, my life, my son, my mother. And just trying to stay with it the way it is. We, by the way, Mayo Smith, manager of the Tigers, took McLean out after that bottom of the 6th. Tom Timmerman will be the new pitcher, but he hasn't even come in yet. He's ready to come in. McLean, that Smith pulled him out. And McLean knew right away what it was. He was told in the dugout. McLean led off the goddamn inning, the bottom of the 6th, with a double. And Mayo Smith, when he came home on Trescher's double, Mayo Smith said, "You're through for the day." And McLean smiled. And he went and he got a Pepsi and walked back out onto the dugout with 2 others in his hands. These are the tall, fairly tall, but thin. They're not leaders. Pepsis in glass. And he had a can opener with him. He was one hell of a pitcher when he was on. Okay? And 68 and 69 in particular were his magical years. He put together 2 years in particular, but he was a franchise player. A lot of these players on the Tigers were franchise, all of them. Even the ones who were like average, quote unquote average players. Stanley, Northrop, Cash, Horton, Freehand, and the man who's injured right now, Dick McAuliffe. Don't frickin' forget Dick McAuliffe. And Kaline, who's not playing in this game. He'll be in the second game. These were everyday players. This was the team, you know. You had Gates Brown. So you had Cash at first, McAuliffe at second. Shortstop was always a problem. You had, you could platoon people. Tresh, Stanley. Lately, Tresh has been playing. And third was also a sort of an iffy spot. You had Matic. Wirt. But the outfield, Northrop, Stanley, and Horton, and Kaline. So that's where you can put you could put Stanley at short and keep Kaline, Northrop, and Horton in the outfield. And Cash is your first baseman. I mean, he's as solid as a frickin' rock, you know. So it was a very franchise team, a team that had its It's legacy players that even the ones who weren't great, like Stanley. I'm talking great, you know, but these were good players. Stanley, Northrop, in particular. Even McAuliffe. You know, McAuliffe did have some years where he really hit well. I loved his batting stance too. Okay. Now, if you want, I'll show you some batting stances. I will put my shirt on, though. I do a few. I hope I don't pull my back out. I'll do Dick McAuliffe first. Here's McAuliffe. I think maybe you want to bring it down a little. Remember McAuliffe coming out here. Okay, and now I'll do Babe Ruth. Left-handed. Babe Ruth. Now I'll do Willie Mays. And I'll do one more, and this one really tires me out. And it's maybe my favorite, Tommy Agee. Now this one really may hurt, but I'm going to do Tom Seaver. It's not easy. I haven't done it in a long time. I'll do it slow motion, okay? You didn't see. I'm gonna have to go further back. Here it is. Oh. He had about the best form of any pitcher I ever saw. And his pitching style, the actual, I don't know what you call it, rotation, his wind-up, whatever it is, was one of the most smoothest I've ever fucking seen. I mean, if you look at Koufax, that does not look comfortable. And it actually doesn't look that graceful either, Koufax. I mean, it's really weird the way he pitches. And Kershaw is like a cousin to that style, really. I just can't do it anymore. Right now, I just can't play anymore. I'm bewitched. You're a horse's ass, is what you are. You are a frickin' horse's ass. That's cool. That's 8mm. Remember home movies? That's wild. We have sepia. That's pretty good. This I like. But it's not really good to look at for too long. This is pretty good. This is glow. I kind of like that. That negative is very cool, though, I think. I'm going to step outside for a few minutes. Oh, Road Scholar, Road Scholar, you know what? He told me to pick those dice up. That's funny. Let me think about it, guy. I just don't know if maybe I can. Maybe I will. Maybe I want to. Let me take a little break for about 5 minutes. Okay? Then we'll at least maybe get through this ball game. Thanks a lot. I'm walking outside right now. Boy, that looks good on the big screen. Holy shit. God, that looks pretty. That looks frickin' pretty on the big screen. Love the tint, the hue of it. 12-1 Detroit. What a game. I'm stepping outside, folks. I'll be back in a few minutes. I will do, he says, do as you like. Oh, wait a minute. He told me to pick up those dice? That's easy enough. I'll be back. Your wish is my command. Get those dice up. Gooderman. Stepping outside. I'm gonna have to call it a night, folks. I'm really sorry about some of my behavior, but I do the best I can, or sometimes I do just go off into a sort of a loop, and I'm unable to return. Oh. I'm going to put this away here to resume in the morning. That's the great thing about Strat-O-Matic. I can pick it up. I just read some interesting news about some of the stuff that I follow on Nigeria, so I'm going to want to open a space, drink some water, eat some Mike and Ike's, and have a space about it, okay? I appreciate everybody hanging on here for as long as they did. I'm so sorry, Rhodes Scholar. I know sometimes I end in very abrupt and bizarre ways. You all have a good night.